afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
On last class, I had given you one crypto arithmetic problem to solve. I hope you would have got the answers. This was the problem which I had given. Have you solved it? Any one of you? Which tried? No? No answer? Okay, this was the, I'll just take some time to tell you, I'll give you a few steps. Later you can try. So here what I'll do is, I'll just write the C1, C2, C3, C4. This could be the carry generated. So based on this, I can write the constraint equation. You're able to see the slides, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so the equations could be, just see here. So first one is E plus L is equal to S. Second one is C1 plus S plus L. The third one like that, C2 plus 2A. The C3 plus 2B. Okay. I'll just write here constraint equations. E plus L is equal to S, and this might give a carry C1. Second one is S plus L plus C1, if any, will give you E, and this may give a carry C2. Then comes 2A plus C2, if any, will give you M. Then, of course, this will give you C3. Then 2B plus C3 will give you A. This will give C4 definitely, because we are assuming J is equal to C4. Okay, these are the constraint equations. So you have to first write these equations. After this, this is very easy. This is the first step. Okay, according to the given problem, you write the constraint equations. Yes, Advait? Advait?
Yes,
okay. Yeah, no. I just wanted you to mute yourself. That's why I called you. Okay.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So whenever you are given a problem, the first step is you write the constraint equations. After that, the first step could be, here we have the equations base ball in this crypto arithmetic. This is equal to game. So this is what you are given. So here obviously this C4, okay, this is C1, this is C2, this is C4, C3, this is C4. So C4 should be equal to G, and which has to be equal to, because we are assuming that the carry, the highest carry, whatever it's being generated, it is 1. Based on that assumption we are solving. So this is 1. The first step you have to consider the from the leftmost letter, it is equal to 1. So C4 is decided. This is the first thing. Okay, this is the first step. Now what will be the second step? Let me just go in this direction. Let me take in this direction. So here I have 2b plus C3, 2b plus C3 if any should be equal to A, and this will give rise to C4. So this is again easy because the C4 is 1. We know that this has to be 1. Okay, since C4 has to be 1, since C4 is equal to 1, then it is obvious that 2b plus C3 is greater than 9. Therefore, we can take any value from 4 to the 8 plus 1. No, it should be from 5 to 9 because 5 to the 10 plus 1, like that it should be greater than 9. Okay, so here it should be greater than 9 if carry could be 0 or 1. That's why the value of B should be from 5 to 9. Okay, this is what you have to think and decide. So what could be the value of B? After that, next step will be you have to substitute the values for B and you have to calculate A and what is the next thing? A and yeah, once you calculate A, then it will give you M value. Okay, so by using this, you have to calculate A and M. So now what we will do, I'll just write the steps. I know you have not tried it, maybe because of the assignments, but later you can try all these things. Okay, so if B is equal to 5, so here two cases you consider. One could be C3 equal to 0, the other one C3 equal to 1. Okay, so both of these conditions you should try. C3 to be 0 and C3 to be 1. So here you calculate, you assume this, if 2b is 10. So C3 is 0, so it's like 2b plus C3, right? So if B is 5 with the C3 0, so 2b. 2 5s are 10. Then what happens? Then A will be equal to 0. Then from this you have to write M will be 0 if C2 is 0. And this will give rise to M value 1 if C2 is 1. This is the first step. Please note that this is not possible because you can't give 1 to M. Okay, this has to be proven. You can't give M is equal to 1 because we have already given the value of 1 to G, right? So like this you have to proceed. If C3 is equal to 1, then you calculate what is the value of A. Okay, so again when you go proceed, you get A is equal to 1. Again, even this also should not be considered. Like this you try with B is equal to 6, B is equal to 7. Both these cases you have to do it. Okay, so I have when I have solved it here at that time, like B is equal to 6, you may get a value, but later when you go to the next step, there may be a conflicting condition, so you have to do backtracking and you have to redo it. So when you do so, you get B is equal to 7. Okay, when B is equal to 7 and when C3 is equal to 0, you get A is equal to 4. Similar, same steps if I proceed, and you get M is equal to 9 with assuming C2 is equal to 1. Later, after 2 steps, you will come to know that this is the value which you wanted. Okay, A is equal, you may ask me how I got these values. It is very simple. You mean this whenever you get one particular digit equal to 1, you should not consider it. Later 2 steps when you do, you may get the right answer, but next step you may not get. So you have to come back and you have to do it. So with this, you may get A is equal to 4, M is equal to 9, C2 is equal to 1. Then what I did is I just one more step you will have to consider, that is S plus L plus if a carry is there, it will be E, and E plus L is equal to S. That equation, those two equations you need to consider. So I'll write S plus L plus C1 is equal to E. Then E plus L is equal to S. Okay, consider these two equations. Simplify it. You will get 2L plus C1 is equal to 0. Okay, 2L plus C1 is equal to 0. So now what you can do is, if L is equal to 5, then C1 is equal to 0, and you get the value of C2, and we know that C2 should be 1. That we have assumed here. C2 has to be done. C2 has to be 1. So here you just substitute 1 in the other. You will get 2L plus C1 is equal to 0. If C1, if you assume it to be 0, then you get the value of L is equal to 5, and you anyhow C2 is equal to 1. M is equal to 9, A is equal to 4. Okay, this you will get automatically. Only thing is you have to just practice some problems. You need to use your intelligence as well. Okay, so next step will be, last step, it will be S plus 5 is equal to E and C2 is equal to 1. Okay, so what we can conclude is S plus 5 should be equal to, no, rather greater than 9. So now, if you just go back, what are the digits we have completed? Which digits are completed? So 1 we have assigned, 4 is assigned, 5 is assigned, 7 is assigned, 9. These are already assigned to different letters. Okay, this is done. It is already assigned. Now we are left with 2, 3, 6, 8. 2, 3, 6, 8. Okay. Now what you have to do is, you have the condition S plus 5 should be equal to E and C2 is equal to 1. So in order to satisfy this, and you substitute, this is E, okay? You substitute different values for E. You can take E value 2, you can take E value 3. If you take E value 2, I have got S is equal to 7, which is not possible. This is not possible. Okay, if E is equal to 2. Then I tried if E is equal to 3, I have got S value is equal to 8. This may be possible. Okay, with this, what I tried finally, I just wrote the equation base plus ball 7, 4, 8, 3. Just I wanted to check whether I have got is right or wrong. 7, 4, 5, 5. L is 5 you have got. Okay. So I have got 1, 4, 9, 3, 8. So this is satisfied. It is validated. And according to this, so this is your BASC, BALL is equal to TIMSS. So this is how we do crypto arithmetic problems in AI. So what we normally, when we train when you write the code, what we do is we just use state space approach. We write the state space, the different steps, and it will go back whenever there is a same value, whenever it is assigning to same digit, it will go back and it will give you the right answer. This is how theoretically we can do the crypto arithmetic problems. Now I'll give you 2 problems, homework. You can do it later whenever you have time. So one is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Next, you can try Rhodes plus cross SS is equal to danger. Try all this. It's interesting. Okay. You practice this. So with this, crypto arithmetic problems we have completed. Next, I have to start the next topic. I'll just give you the introduction. I'll just give you the introduction of this topic, knowledge and reasoning. I will 15 minutes I can take now. Okay, I'll 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes I will teach. After that, your assignment will start. Okay, so I'll just give you the introduction of this knowledge and reasoning.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, can you upload AI 5, 6, and 7 also if you can?
Yeah, I will do it. I will upload it because I have to split it. I have everything. I have put everything in one only. I will just split the topics and I'll upload it. It's required for next week's assignment, right? Next
Yes,
week's.
ma'am, that's why.
Yeah, I will do it. I will do it by this Saturday, definitely. Only thing is I have to just split the topics. Now everything is one or two files only. I will do it, Rantha, definitely.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, now let us go to knowledge and reasoning. This is a very interesting topic in this. We have already studied that Wampus World problem, that is a knowledge-based problem. After the extension of this knowledge and reasoning is you are going to study two logics that is called one is called predicate logic, which is very interesting. The other one is propositional logic. Okay, propositional and predicate logic. So how we make use of this propositional logic to build the knowledge base, all these things we will study in detail. So what is the basic objective of this chapter is you will learn and understand the knowledge based agent, propositional logic and predicate logic. Okay, so now what is a knowledge based agent? Actually that Wampus
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible. Like it's still stuck on 2 plus 2 is 4, the last
Wait,
problem.
1 second. I'll upload 1 second. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So what is a knowledge based agent? So it includes a knowledge base and an inference system. It's a set of representation of facts of the world. It's a representation of facts of the world. When we say world, it is with respect to the artificial intelligence agent. Okay, each individual representation is called a sentence. So the sentences are expressed in a knowledge representation language. What are these knowledge representation languages that we will be discussing later under propositional logic and predicate logic? So how does this agent operate? It operates, we know that, okay? It tells the knowledge base what it perceives. We have seen it in Wumpus word problem. It asks the knowledge base what action it should perform. And it performs the chosen action. This is how basically an agent works. Now, what is the architecture of a knowledge-based agent? So we have, whenever we want to implement a problem in AI, there are three levels. One, we call it as a knowledge level. This is the architecture. The second one is a logical level. Third one is a implementation level. Okay. So the knowledge level is the most abstract level. It describes the agent by saying what it knows. Okay. This is a simple example which I have put. Then comes the logical level. This is the second step. So the level at which the knowledge is encoded into sentences. Here, the sentences are made. The third one, when we are trying to implement it, okay, so whatever the sentences we have represented, so that has to be implemented, the physical representation of these sentences, okay. So in this level, in this way, the level, the order, the hierarchy, it changes. So from knowledge, then it goes to logical, then it goes to implementation. So here I am not going to explain the Wumpus word problem. So all of you know it, how it works, the basic, the computer game Wumpus word. Clearly, I mean, we have already discussed it. But when we say the environment, what is the basic, the environment, what are the rules, what is the goal, what is the performance, what is the expectation, what is the actuator, all these things we have discussed. So, but this is the best example for a knowledge-based agent. Okay. So these are, I have written all here, everything. What are the actions? What are the goals? All these things. What is the first step? What is the initialization? How it has to be started? Okay, all these are the steps. What is the environment? Okay, it may be like this is, it may be even the vacuum world problem. What is the environment of that particular problem? That has to be clearly mentioned. And what are the piece representation? Okay, or these things should be clearly explained. Now coming to any problem you take, okay, any problem you take, whether it is Wumpus world or it may be a vacuum cleaner, or it may be any AI problem you take, so you must know how to represent it. That is very important. Okay, it has to be clearly represented. Okay, so for certain problem solving technique, the representation, the best representation, what we call, it may be already known, okay, or it is based on our knowledge. We have to represent it in a proper way or in a best way, okay. Of course, this is the one programming language here. I have just given an example which can be used for the implementation purpose, okay. So now comes the different logics, as I have told, propositional predicate, the first order predicate logic, okay, or it may be using neural networks, or it may be fuzzy logic, or it may be genetic algorithm. You may use natural language processor. Based on certain applications, certain methods, you may be able to implement whatever the problem you are choosing, okay. Next comes general representation. Okay, so again, any problem, because I will be taking one example, maybe a few examples in my next class, and I'll be explaining it, how we logically, how we represent it, how we write the proposition logic, how we prove that, okay. Then what is syntax, what is semantic networks, all these things we will discuss with the help of an example, okay. Simply, if I tell you this theory, you may not understand. Okay, so what is a logic? As all of you know, a language with the concrete rules. So there should not be any ambiguity in the representation. Okay, so normally we use English for representing it. A statement can be represented in different logics. okay, and perhaps differently in same logic. So logics are languages, reasoning is a process, okay? So don't be confused with the logical reasoning. So this is about syntax and semantic. Now here I will stop at this point. Next class I'll start with this syntax and semantic on Saturday. That is on I think 24th. Okay, I will start with the syntax and semantics. After that, I will discuss the in detail propositional logic, which is very, very interesting. So this I will do it on Saturday, okay? It will be covered on Saturday. And regarding the today's assignment, you will get the assignment at 2:40. I hope you should get at 2:40. If you don't get it by 2:45, then I will I'll put the or I'll upload the questions in the chat box, okay? But 2:40 to 3:25, this is the time I have set. Okay, is that okay, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's very simple, okay? You don't need 45 minutes. Do maximum, according to me, 15 to 20 minutes, because you have to think and write, okay? So don't copy. It's my humble request. You think, you make use of your intelligence and write. It's very simple, okay? So try to upload by 3:25, rather 3:20 only. Write neatly, okay? All of you write neatly and upload the file, okay? So I'll just take attendance. Okay, you may leave if you want, but I'll be there in the meeting. If it once again I'm telling you people, if it doesn't come by 2:40, I will upload it in the chat. Okay, so you may leave